How to navigate through your spiritual awakening. You're watching this video, and by now you already realize that there are things that are not working on correctly in your life. You're already aware that the dream that you've been sold your whole life, it's actually not bringing you the fruits that you expected. And the more you actually question the way things are going, the more you realize that's the path that you should be taking. Well, in this video, I am going to share with you exactly how you can navigate through your spiritual awakening to make sure that you get to that self alignment, to that point where you are indeed aligned with yourself, not with what society told you, not with what your parents told you, but with what you know, with what you feel within yourself that you are on the right path. I can do everything I can to try to pinpoint exactly when my spiritual awakening started, but I don't think I will be able to do that. I think I need to ask source, like, oh, yo, can you tell me exactly when it started, so I know, okay, it was at that point. Because this spiritual awakening starts from a most of the time from a deep frustration point of view, right? Like I said in the beginning of the video, you start feeling that there's something that is not okay. There's something that doesn't feel right. There is something you don't know what, but there's something that doesn't make sense in the way you are currently living your life. And as you start questioning yourself, as you start asking yourself those deep, disturbing questions, you often realize that you have no one else to talk to, because no one else is going to be able to understand exactly what's going on in your mind, especially if you are financially okay, especially if you are having already an amazing love life, especially if things from the outside point of view look amazing for you. You see, because the way we've been raised is to act as if it is impossible to complain once you have all those physical things. Once you get clarity on those physical things, then why would you complain? Why would you complain about your life if you have your lover, if you have the money, if you have the car, if you have the kids? Why would you do that? But here you are watching this video, and you're like, "Damn, man, that's exactly where I am. There's something not clicking. Something is missing." Then, if on top of everything that I said, you are also asking yourself existential questions like, why is the sun, right? What happens after we die and stuff like that, you might indeed be ready for your awakening. The moment it actually started hitting me, I remember feeling very, very lost, very, very lost. Now, something that comes in my mind is once I started reading that book, The Five Wounds That Prevent You from Being Yourself. In French is Les cinq blessures qui empêchent d'être soi-même. I remember reading that book in my old apartment, and after half an hour of reading it, I remember standing. I started crying like a baby, crying, 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 like with warm tears, because that book made me realize so many things about myself, so many things about the family dynamics, so many things about the way I've been functioning, but without the awareness of it, right? It's like you function every day not knowing that there is a program running, and that the thoughts and the action that you keep entertaining are just the end result of those programs. Can you imagine? Like, you're not aware that everything that you do, the way you think, the actions that you take are based on a program that's running through you. It's running in you and through you, and you just keep taking those actions, those same actions that you've been taking for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and then you wonder why you keep having the same results. Something that heavily helped me to navigate through that time was the fact that I started reading books. I swear, books became like, when you crave something, like, I don't know, you're watching football, but low key, you're craving about chocolate, and all you think about is the moment when you're gonna, break that chocolate and put it in your mouth. That's exactly how I felt every time I wasn't reading books. I would be in a meeting, I would be in a cinema, waiting, like excited about the movie being done so that I can get back and continue reading my book. Because me, without even knowing, but the thirst for knowledge, the thirst to actually know what are we doing here, what is this place called earth that we just, like, why do we even come here? Why don't we stay before the seed is actually planted from our dad to our mother's womb? Why why would why would we choose to come here consciously or unconsciously? How come I was born in that family and not the other one? How come I keep thinking about the money that I want to have, but bro, it's not coming yet? Like, what is this thing? And I stumbled across books that were actually giving me the answer. Not only it was giving me the answer, but I was feeling the answer. And that feeling is something that I can speak about the feeling for 14 days straight, but you will still not have any idea about what it is until you actually experience it for yourself. It's like those books became like a drug. Like, I had to get my dose. Every new page was an opportunity for me to get excited, to laugh, or to acknowledge something. It is still the case, by the way. I have some books that I can't wait to have like 6 months go by so I can actually go back to those books and read them again and do everything I can to get that sense, that feeling that I had the first time that I read it. Another thing that helped navigate through your spiritual awakening is to actually identify very quickly the people that you shouldn't be around with. Not because they are bad people, but because they are just the physical manifestation of the energy that you've been having in you. And it's going to be complicated for you to step into your new self if you're still around people that will constantly, consciously or unconsciously, remind you about your old self, remind you about who you've been, and therefore never understanding, because they can't, same way that your current self without the awareness won't be able to understand why you're trying to change. Those people will never understand who are you becoming, why that need, why the need to change so drastically. You have to be aware of those people because you attracted them. Like, the way you've been brought them to you, right? They've been, some of them been amazing friends, and they can still be. But the second you start rising, the second you start becoming better, ultimately they are going to start questioning themselves. Sorry, guys. They are going to start questioning themselves. 1 second. This is a live. There is no editing. They're going to start questioning themselves, like, what do you know? Well, first they're going to think you're weird. Let's be honest. First they're going to think, there's something wrong with you. Maybe you got enrolled into some weird stuff, stuff like that. But the moment they're going to feel consistently the joy that you're now entertaining within your body, first they're going to start questioning themselves. And some of them are actually going to come to you and be like, what do you know that I don't know? What have you heard? What did you discover? Can I have 5 minutes of your time? I want to talk to you about this. You have a moment. I want to grab a sandwich with you. Tell me. That's how it works. So, in order for you to easily navigate through your spiritual awakening, you have to be aware of who you've been. The people that you surrounded yourself with when you was at the peak of the self that you're trying to change, of the self that you are running away from. You have to be aware of that. You have to surround yourself. You have to put so much evidence of the new environment, of the new you, so that whenever you are tempted to go back to your old self, you can be like, I can't, because I have so many stuff around me that are reminding me of who I'm becoming. You have to not keep in mind, but know that you've been in pain for so long, the type of pain that you wouldn't even discuss about it to other people, but only the type of music that you used to listen to would be the heavy testimonial of the person that you've been. Those are the things that can actually help you navigate through a spiritual awakening. It's all about awareness. It is all about awareness. It is all about awareness. I told to my friend one day, yo, you need to take 150 euros and buy 10 books. He told me, what? Are you crazy? Why am I going to buy 10 books? I said, exactly. You have to be crazy. This is crazy.com. You have to be crazy. Why? Because normal brought you where you are. It brought me where I was. And if I don't pay attention, it's going to bring me back there. Like this morning, I was thinking, yo, I need to take again my jump rope and go back into jumping. I need to do that. It's like 10 minutes per day, but after 30 days, it's a lot, and you see the change in your body. We have to be more crazy. We definitely have to be crazy. Not crazy because we want to be seen as different, but crazy in opposition of what is so known, like in opposition to the lie that is spread across the entire globe. You know, you have to be in a position to those things. We have to try crazy stuff and see what happens. I was in a call with clients earlier where we were talking about digital marketing, and I told them what you need, what you need is to fail faster. You need to fail faster so that you can have enough data to actually be able to look at it and identify what's working and what's not working. It is the same for you. You have to be aware of who you've been. You have to be aware of the processes that you are setting up now so that you can fall back into them whenever you are tempted to go back and be your old self. Another way to navigate through your spiritual awakening is to take care of your fourfold beings. Meditate. I had a call today with a client, and she shared to me her amazing. I think I can do it now. If I go to my mail, I'm gonna open it. It was really really interesting when I saw the way she presented it, the way it was looking, the kind of information that you could find inside. It's not this one. I think it's this one. Perfect. So when I say taking care of your fourfold beings is taking care of your spiritual life, taking care of your physic, taking care of your mental, and taking care of your emotional. For spiritual, for example, it's about doing meditation and prayer, practicing intentional breath work, spending time in nature, reading spiritual books, do some acts of kindness, and do some energy cleansing practices. When it comes to emotional, it's practicing daily gratitude, talking to trusted friends, using positive affirmations and mantra. I have some creative expression activities, using crystals and or essential oils, journaling or walking in nature, right? Physical, you have daily move or exercise, eating healthy and balanced meal. And when it comes to mental, you have journaling your thoughts and ideas. By taking care of your fourfold beings, you are actually putting yourself in the right condition to actually start receiving the type of information that you actually need to navigate better in this life, to start having. Because think about this, sometimes you're at home and then you just have something in your head that says, go buy a Coca-Cola. And you just stand up, you take your keys and your wallet, and you go to the shop and you buy Coca-Cola. When initially, when you woke up that day, you never thought about drinking Coca-Cola. Never. But it just came like that and you jumped on it immediately. Well, once you start taking care of your fourfold beings, you have more of those things. You have more of those. I remember a few weeks ago, I was about to leave with my son. We were going to Brussels. We were going to take the metro. And right before I left the house, something told me, like just like that, the impulse came, take your metro card. your I don't know abonnement we say in French. So I'm gonna say Metro card, and I just took it like without even thinking. So you see, between where I live and the train station, it's only 2 stops. So once we have at the second stop, which is actually the terminus, well, guess what? The controllers were there, and I was so happy that I had my ticket. And then I was like, oh, that's how it works. That's how it works. Because back then I was really heavy on taking my 4 foot beings. But I'm being honest with you. Right now, I am more into the. I'm always reading gratitude text in the morning. I'm meditating every day, and more like I would say 2 days out of three or one day out of two, I also meditate 10 minutes before going to bed. On the physical aspect, that's where I actually need to go back. I remember last year I took a gym coach, and I was heavy on jump roping and working with him, that I actually saw my whole body changing. And then you don't know why you stop the game, and you're like, I could have been like Superman by now, but see, I stopped. So now when you think about doing all over again, it seems kind of heavy, but what other choice do I have, right? Then you have the mental, that what I was saying about journaling your thoughts and ideas. I was journaling a few days, I mean 2 weeks ago, and then I stopped. What else? You have reading or listening to podcasts. Well, I'm always reading, so that's cool. But I stopped listening to podcasts because, yeah, just because I stopped. I stopped until I actually find something or someone that's interesting. Uh, Setting goals regularly. Oh, that's something that I didn't do. I need to go back to that. Limiting screen time. That's also something that I need to start working on. Few weeks ago, I was at 7 hours per day, which was huge. Last week I was at 4 hours and 40 minutes per day, and this week it went back to 5 hours. So I guess I have some work to do. So yes, guys, that's it. That's the message that I wanted to share with you. Let me know in the comment what you thought about this live. And as you already know, I'm coming back tomorrow because I'm going on a 30-day live on this YouTube channel. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.